Hello, welcome again. So let's talk about Bitcoin. I'm hoping this time finally you can hear my voice properly. I was fixing the issues about the audio. Please let me know in the comments if you can hear my voice properly. Okay, so let's talk about Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin in the last moment, as usual, right? The last moment when finally we have curve actually test is crossing the zero line here. Bitcoin decided to pump a little bit, as you can see here, and it's above the ME55. Is this a breakout? Of course not. It's just a bounce here. Yeah, the target should be first this area. Actually, 14K was my target, and the second target it should be around $118,000. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a bull trap. Okay, this is a bull trap, at least in my opinion, because volatility is contracting here. Volume is very low. Also in BSA BOBB, we have a divergence here telling me this move, this green candle here you see here, is not supported by volume. So that's the problem I have right now here with this bounce. Of course, I am in long position. Well, actually I was in short around $12,000 200. I got stopped at $12,000 900 around here, and I opened a long position around $12,000 400 again when I saw a pullback in 1 hour chart, and now I am in profit again. So looking for potentially maybe this bounce around 117, 118K, but I will be ready to open shorts, honestly, because the time is almost over. Actually, I think the volume is not following the price here, and if we see here for our chart is actually forming a beautiful better divergence right now here. Of course, the volume is quite healthy. It's still healthy, trending to the upside. It's quite low, but it's trending to the upside. So that's why I am looking for a potential continuation to the upside. Yeah, very slow, very slow without volume. I saw this many times, and not just only Bitcoin, many assets, like it's just bouncing a little bit, and suddenly it's crashing very hard. So that's why be careful here. If you're long, just protect your entry, enjoy the profits, and take profits when you see the signals. In my case, I'm gonna close my position when I see the confirmation of the better divergence here with the sell signal. But as long as Bitcoin is above the ME55 here in the chart around $12,000, $13,000, $113,000. I am still bullish, looking for, as I said before, 118, 117, 500 around there, but no more than that. And after that, I will be ready to open more shorts if it's required. Now let's continue with the short-term time frames. Let me show you here 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart here is in this pullback is when I open a long position around here. $112,000 is when I open the long position, and after we saw this breakout. Now I don't think Bitcoin will keep dropping here. I think it's going to be continuation. This is the resolution of in the short term, right? In the short term, looks like is the resolution of the direction. What is going to do Bitcoin in the, only just today and this week. As you can see here, breaking this resistance in the short term, very short term. Breaking now is above here. You see here, in just 1 hour chart, tested this area again, and now it's bouncing here, confirming as a short-term support, looking for this area. Now, if we go to 12-hour chart, 12-hour chart is a little bit interesting because right now, with this 12-hour chart, is telling you using just price action, Bitcoin will continue pumping to the 117K around there, and potentially from there, I will start looking for maybe shorts. As you can see here, the volume is about the zero line here for now, but well, this is not impressive. At least with BSA, we can say the volume is coming here. What I want to say is in the short term, only short term, 4 hour chart, 12 hour chart, no more than that. If we see 1 day chart, the volume is not there yet. Now, let's talk about, we have a new close today. Let me see here. And to the chart, as you can see here, we have a buy signal here. Actually, when I was checking the chart this morning, I noticed this buy signal. The question is if this buy signal is going to be strong enough. Well, right now here the slope of the volume here is actually good. It's not bad actually, but we have a problem here. We will see the volume in OBB testing the ME55 here in maybe this weekend. So potentially, well, most of the time is a rejection. Of course, there are some exceptions like this one, right? Like this one, right? But usually when you see this test, is a rejection, okay? That is the assumption always following my seasonal trading, right? Just we follow the trend. So even with this buy signal here, the volume this time is not here, at least not yet. So now let me show you here the difference. For example, when we saw Bitcoin here in April, volume here BSA was very healthy here. When we saw the test with OBB, of course, because the volume was very healthy, we saw a breakout. But now this time is different. We don't have volume here, so that's why if we see this area tested, I don't know. I will be very careful here holding positions here. Now let's continue with the 3-day chart. 3-day chart is showing here a buy signal here, right? Now all the momentum here in 1-day chart, 2-day chart, 3-day chart is showing here a buy opportunity here. The question is if this actually signal is real. As I said before, looks like the target is going to be 118, 117, but as long as the volume is making new lows, so we have to see the volume breaking this previous low in August, so previous high, sorry. And as long as we don't have this, the volume breaking this one, I am still, well, defensive. So right now in the short term, as you can see here, the volume in OBB broke here. It's testing actually the resistance right now. So right now here we have this momentum to the upside. Yeah, let's see if we can see 118, and from there potentially if we could see continuation. I don't know, man. I feel like honestly I don't like the volume like this, so I will be just very happy if we see again this area tested here, and I will be more than happy to just take profits from there. Now let's continue with 5-day chart. 5-day chart actually is very interesting here. 5-day chart, I use it for CME. Professional traders use they trade from Monday to Friday, so that's why I like to use this chart, because we've removed the weekends, right? All the noise. And as you can see here, we have still the better ranges here with ADX negative. Bitcoin is doing very well, actually, I have to say it. But this time, it's very obvious the volume is not in their side, not anymore. Last time when Bitcoin was in negative volume was in 2023, right? So honestly, I'm expecting to see finally this is gonna be, this price action is looking more like when Bitcoin was around here, breaking the zero line here, and after that we saw a massive crash. Potentially it could be that scenario, and the reason is very simple, is because all this move you saw here, right, from $85,000 to 120,000 is actually Bitcoin couldn't even break the ME55. Always was it was bouncing here, but it couldn't even test the ME55, and the volume is trending down. So that's why there is a very high chance right now. I'm telling you, there is a very high probability all this move we saw here from 90k around there to 120k, it same as 2021. There is a very high probability start thinking like this could be a massive bull trap, same as 2021. Now if we study the weekly chart, we have something very interesting. If you see here this volume here, first of all, the first red flag here is the volume we have here since 2022 and 2025 is just a joke, right? We cannot compare it with even 2021, or even we cannot compare it with 2015-16, right? This is just a bad joke. So what I'm trying to say here is, in the big picture, all this move of course, following just volume, right? We are studying volume right now here. This is just a joke, bad joke here. So when we see the correction, because we will see a correction for Bitcoin in some point, right? Honestly, based on this price action, this volume, the correction, the supports potentially Bitcoin is building right now around 94, 75, and 50. Potentially they could be broken very fast. Okay, so that's why I am, well, of course we take profits, enjoy the trend is your friend until the end. But what I'm trying to say here is this move since 2023 is not supported, I mean strongly supported by volume. Now if we pay attention here, we have this trend line here. Yeah, I don't like to use trend lines in price action, but in volume sometimes. As you can see here, Bitcoin, OBB for Bitcoin tested here this entry here in 2022, this line here. Let me show you here, and also the second test here, and also one more test here, and finally a break here. If we pay attention here, what happened here? Well, the first test was here in 2022 at 15K. Yeah, the second test, it was here in 2023 before the breakout, and after that in 2024 when Bitcoin tested the ME55. As you can see here, actually it's doing very well. It was doing very well until right now. Right now, we remember OBB volume is very powerful because it's telling us what is going on by using volume, right, before actually the price is moving. So if we follow the theory of OBB, the volume must follow the price. So in this case, right now, we have something very interesting. Bitcoin is not, the volume is not following the price anymore. We have a very strong variance forming since January, I mean this year. And here, as you can see here, the volume is trending to the downside, making higher lows, and the price is making higher highs. So this is a better variance. And also we have a volume momentum here in curve with ADX negative. So if I can tell you right now, this setup here is very, very similar as 2021. Now, of course, we have to wait. In my case, I am, of course, in short term, I am in long, in short, but in the macro time frames, I opened a short position at 120K. I am in short right now here, looking for a potential swing short of this year. I am here 20K here. This is my short. If I see Bitcoin in one-day chart moving up slowly, right, like pumping little by little here, I will consider adding more to my shorts because this weekly better variance is very strong, and in the past actually it works so good. If we study what happened in 2021, we can see the same thing, right? We have a very strong price was moving up, right? But volume, as you can see here, volume was just crashing, forming a massive better variance right now here. And also we have a better variance in momentum with the ADX negative, right? So no power here, buyers, right? I mean, the buyers, they were not enough anymore. So right now here, I think, in my humble opinion, right, I could be wrong, right? This move, all of this move, since maybe 85 to 120, it's actually this move happened because retailers, right, they are in FOMO. But I think honestly, institutions are actually starting dumping. And why? Because also we use BSA OBB as well. We have red dots here, right? You see the green dots here, accumulation period, bounce. Now red dots here, and also sideways or crash. And same thing here, right? Sideways or crash, Bitcoin crash here. And we have also one accumulation period here, and after a bounce here. We have multiple red dots here, and after sideways and crash, right? So as you can see, it's very good, especially in weekly chart. This indicator is very powerful. It's telling you when actually, based on volume, right, or some calculations, right, when potentially institutions, right, big volume is coming to the market. Yeah, this is not telling you the direction, just is telling you when big market bit volume, right? The money is coming to the markets. If we study this chart in weekly chart, as you can see here, the last time, just only a few times since 2022, we have this setup. The first one was in 2022 when Bitcoin was at 15K, as you can see, and after that, massive bounce. And the second part is here in 2024, exactly here, and another opportunity to buy. And now here again, if you pay attention of this indicator, every time when that happened, at least since 2024, is when it's testing the ME55, the ME55 right now, here, ME55, and plus bullish divergence in volume, it was a big buy opportunity. This one, you say, oh, well, but we don't have a ME55. No, but here, in monthly time frames, the ME55 in monthly was around here. Okay, that's why we have a big buy opportunity here. If we go to the monthly, we will see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, what I'm talking about here is here. When the bullish divergence in volume was showing up in weekly chart is when Bitcoin tested the MA100 here. That's why we saw this massive move. Now, the only thing is missing right now, is the ADX negative. In the moment when you see the ADX negative here, the party will start. Yeah. So as long as ADX is positive here, I am still bullish, right? Bullish. But if we study the monthly as well here, the monthly, you'll see exactly the same thing. Now, actually, the signal even is worse because in 2021, the bearish divergence was in weekly chart. Now we have exactly the same setup, but in the monthly. I don't know exactly when. I cannot see the future, right? But look at this. We have this spike here, this one. We have a higher lows, right? Forming 1, 2, 3 higher lows. And now we have 1, 2, 3 higher highs. So we have 2 bearish divergences in the monthly. And this is very concerning. And the only thing we need is just the ADX getting negative. And that's all. That is going to be the trigger to start looking for a major correction, not just in the weekly chart, in the monthly. And I have no idea how bad it's going to be, but it's going to be very, very, very bad. Yeah, we don't have data. I don't have evidence. Bitcoin since 2015, we don't have any signals like this. We don't have something like this. Bearish divergences in the monthly in OBB is the first time for Bitcoin. Yeah. Since then, when I'm studying this, is like, okay, this is the first obvious bearish divergence we have in OBB and curve in the monthly for Bitcoin. And let me tell you something. My system of trading, when we have OBB plus momentum with bullish or bearish divergences, until now, I don't have any evidence of phase signals. All of them, they play, the signal was real after, of course, some time, right? So that's why I am defensive, right? As investor, I am very happy because finally looks like potentially by the end of this year or potentially next year, we could see this signal. And you pay attention here, volatility is contracting here in the monthly, right? In the monthly. And it's very interesting because the price is moving here to the upside here, but volatility is contracting instead of expanding. This is telling me the momentum is actually, Bitcoin is losing momentum in the monthly. So it's getting ready for a potential reversal, maybe correction. And fortunately, the price action is very simple, very straightforward, very simple. It's actually, I like this chart because it's very simple. Any close in the monthly or weekly chart below $105,000, game over, and you will see Bitcoin in the long term. Of course, 94 is the first step, the first potential support, but the real support is this one. In the monthly basis is this area between 65 and 60K. This is the real area to be tested in the monthly. As you can see here, right now, Bitcoin in the ME55 is in this level. So this level potentially next year is gonna be tested. I know maybe you don't believe me. Bitcoin will hit 1 million, right? Yeah, of course. I agree. Maybe in 5 years, 10 years, Bitcoin will hit 1 million. But I am talking about right now, maybe in 1 year, 6 months, potentially. So that's why, as investor, I am looking for the opportunities. This live stream is for all the investors out there, right? Especially you are in the investing channel. Of course, this information was private, and now it's public. Or I'm talking about this more. But also in the investing channel, I am actually showing my positions. Currently, I have just only one. That's why I posted this my technical analysis, I think 1 month ago, when Bitcoin was 123, 122k. But yeah, so if the only thing at least is missing right now for this signal is the ADX. In the moment when you see the ADX is negative, that's all. It's the only thing I need. Now, when we could see this signal? Well, as you can see here, if we study the ADX, we have kind of this area of confluence where, historically speaking, Bitcoin found this reversal. So as you can see, we are far away. We are very far away. Potentially, we could see Bitcoin a little bit more, maybe September, October, a little bit bouncing sideways, right? No major, no significant moves. And the ADX will continue just raising up. And finally, when you see this area, potentially we could see the slope getting negative here. And finally, a beautiful correction. Yep. Yeah. And also BSA here in volume is actually quite healthy. Actually, I had to be honest. Let me see the BLX, because BLX we have more data here. And as you can see here, we have the confirmation. We have a better divergence here, right? Now, the interesting thing here is like in this week, BLX is the oldest chart, is the old historical data of Bitcoin, right? Since actually 2012. That's why actually this chart is more powerful. Now, if we study this one, something positive about this is the volume is about the MA55. You can say, we are bullish here. Yeah, we are bullish here because it's about the MA55. The problem here is like this chart, Bitcoin is too young. It's a baby. It's just 15 years. It's not like a stock market like 20 years, 25, right? We don't have enough data. But something I can tell you here is with this data, this information here, now we have another better divergence here this month in September. So there is a very high probability to see Bitcoin dropping. And get ready because if you're an investor, it's gonna be a very nice opportunity to enter again. It's gonna be a very nice opportunity. The only thing is missing, as I said before, price action. Bitcoin must break 105k broken, game over, all the way down to 94, and the real test is gonna be around here. This is gonna be the real test between 65 and 50 and 60k. So now let's continue with something else. Let me show you the bi-monthly here, because using this this data, we can talk about something very interesting. Since 2022, we don't have a significant correction, and this is not healthy. Yeah, this is not healthy because you want to see correction. You want to see something like this, right? Massive move, pullback, and after a continuation. Since 2022, we don't have any corrections, significant corrections for Bitcoin, and now actually we have, oh wow, let me see. The next close is gonna be in, well, actually already happened. Yep, the next close is gonna be actually right now we have a shot in a star potentially forming here. Let me see with Bitstamp. Yeah, we have a shot in a star right now. A shot in a star here. Usually this one is very, very powerful. Also a gravestone candle in the top. When you see this kind of candles, it's telling you like there is a potential reversal. What I am started looking for reversals, because I know weekly chart and monthly we have very strong evidence of better divergences. That's why I am, as a trader, I always, of course, I want to see both sides of the market, not only just one side, bullish and bearish, right? So right now Bitcoin is bullish. Yeah. I mean, like, the trend is your friend, right? But one of the problems of many people, they don't know when to sell. For example, they bought here and they are hoping, right? That's the problem. You are hoping for the best, right? No, thank you. Not for me, right? Not for me. If you want to hope, you can go to the church, right? Not here. This is a business. Trading is a business, right? So that's why I want to minimize the risk. Think about it. When you open a business, a restaurant, whatever you do, you want to make a plan, right? Exactly the same. When you put money in the markets, imagine you open your business and you want to minimize risk. So that is the way of thinking when you invest or you are trading. Think like it's a business. It's not a hobby, it's a business, and you are putting that money, and you could lose that money if you are not careful, right? Why you are so careful when you buy a house, or when you apply to get a new job, or when you want to, I don't know, like open a new business. Why you're so careful? Well, I'm hoping, right? You're careful. You're making a plan. You want to see how much money you can make, how much money you want to risk. But for trading, just buy all in, right? Yeah, very smart, very smart. So in my case, that's why I'm looking for actually both sides of the market. I want to see what is going on because I want to know when potentially I could close my positions, right? And that is the thing. I explained to you in the big picture what is going on, how I see Bitcoin, right? In the big picture, it's up to you, right? When you want to sell. In my case, as I said before, I am in short right now looking for potential swings. I'm hoping to be right. I did it in January here, and I got to stop it. I opened shorts around 108k, and I got to stop it with this breakout. I took a loss. It's okay. It's part of the game. So, but risk management is the most important thing here. Now, let's continue with Bitcoin dominance, because the next question is, well, is it true we are going to have an alt season? Because all the YouTubers on X and YouTube, well, remember, all the YouTubers, they are making money not by trading, not by investing. They are making money by fees and commissions. They want you to join to the Discord or whatever, and they ask you, I have to say this, I am doing the same thing with Bluffing Exchange. But the difference is, you see the community, my community is very small. Only 1,000 people. Only 1,000. Yeah, because here I am not saying, the Bitcoin will hit 1 million. This shitcoin is gonna hit 1,000%. No. In this channel, we are actually studying trading and how it's actually in real life, right? If you don't want to do that, or you are thinking just to want to listen what is gonna be the next hidden gem, right, in DeFi, what kind of things, this channel is not for you, because here I am very, very realistic with my expectations, and also I am executing my trades based on a trading system, not hoping, right? It's because the news, because this blockchain. No, they are just gambling. Okay, it's another way of gambling. Of course, you can make a lot of money there. Yes, yeah, but the odds are very low. So, of course, you can apply technical analysis for that kind of things. Of course, yes, but you need to learn right first. So now the question is, I got this question yesterday. Well, do we have actually right now a real potential alt season? That's the question. I can tell you right now, the answer is yes. It could be possible. Yes, as long as Bitcoin is in sideways for the following 3-4 months, you don't see Bitcoin crashing just in sideways, for example, between, I don't know, like 120 to 105 for the following 3-4 months. Yeah, there is a very high chance, a very good probability to see an alt season. Yeah, as long as Bitcoin is in sideways. Now, there is a problem. There is a catch here. This is the Bitcoin dominance, right? If we study here only with facts, no emotions, right? No emotions. Bitcoin crashed here in 2017, right? When in February, when Bitcoin was around 17K. 17K, no. I cannot remember very well. Let me see. February here, December. Yeah, was around 17K. Yes, correct. And when the Bitcoin dominant crashed, Bitcoin was in uptrend another 2-3 months. I remember that time. In that time, the narrative was the forks. Many forks of Litecoin, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, many forks of everything, right? Every cycle has its own narrative. In this time was, well, forks, right? The Bitcoin dominance crashed so bad, and is when you saw one of the best alt seasons I ever saw since I am in here in this crypto space. And after that, the next alt season was in December 2020, when, technically speaking, the bounce here, right? Bitcoin was around maybe $10,000 around there, and it crashed in the pandemic, right? Around here, and you see the massive crash. Right? In this period, we saw a massive pump. BNB, Solana, Cardano, right, hit around $3 in that time. And after that, another crash, right? And now we have here, we are in this, almost in the same area. Let me show you here. The same area of we saw actually an alt season. But there is a catch. Before, when we got the previous alt season, this red line here is the MA55. It was acting as resistance, as you can see here. If we draw this line, it potentially should be something like this. It was acting as resistance, and finally is not resistance anymore. Now it's support, a potential support. What I'm trying to say here is this move is just a pullback, and we could see this line here, the exponential moving average MA55, acting as support for first time in the history of this chart. If you want to see a real alt season, you have to see Bitcoin dominance breaking the MA55, and you will see a massive crash all the way down to 40%. That is the scenario you want to see if you want to see a real alt season. The odds are very low, I have to tell you right now, because you see the markets right now. Solana, massive move to the upside. Monero, massive move as well. We have a massive move here to 400. XRP, massive move. And you are expecting even more? I'm sorry, man, but you're delusional. You're like a feminist. You know, you're delusional, right? Ethereum, massive move to 5,000. BNB, massive move, right, since 2023. If this is not a bull market for you, I don't know what is that, right? And you are expecting even more? Well, maybe you are very greedy, right? Very unrealistic, yeah. So what I'm trying to say here is there is a very high chance the MA55 is gonna be support, yeah. Here, time will tell, right? But as long as Bitcoin dominance is above here, be careful, because of course it could be here in sideways for a while, accumulation phase, and after that a continuation. For me, the real potential alt season will start when finally we see around 70% in Bitcoin dominance. When we see this level, there is a very high probability to see a pullback all the way down here, right? And this one is gonna be your alt season, the real one, like 2020, like 2017, okay? The real one is gonna be like this. But don't get me wrong, if we see 70%, the MA100 and MA55 is gonna be support. So we will have to be careful, because looks like we will not have an alt season like we saw in 2020 or 2015, 16, 17, 18. Looks like it's every 4 or 5 years. And so right now here, the only way to start calling for a massive alt season is only if Bitcoin dominance break the MA55 and actually is doing something like this, massive crash, something like this, right? But the odds are very low, because if you see your favorite altcoin, all of them, they are very expensive. For example, Tron, massive pump, BNB, and also this coin. I don't know what the fuck is this. Sorry for my language, but you see, someone said, "Hey, could you tell me a Wix token?" I have no idea. I never saw this thing. It's an exchange, I think, but this thing is pumping. I don't know why the hype about this thing, but looks like is getting famous, is getting popular. And as you can see here, the only thing I can tell you about this token is the resistance was 0.03, and now is with the breakout here is around 30%. And I have no idea about the news about this, but I can tell you something. This is accumulation, my friend. This is accumulation. This is the beginning of something huge. I have no idea. I have no idea what is this thing, but you know, the next Binance, the next BitGet, someone sent a message. Hey, potentially this could be the next BitGet exchange. Potentially this could be the next Binance. I have no idea. The only thing I can tell you here is, well, we have actually a breakout here. This thing was in January, just forming this accumulation period. This accumulation, you see, this accumulation, right? This accumulation and finally a breakout where potentially using classic technical analysis, right? Of course, because we don't have data here, potentially it could be around 0.05%, 05 cents, and potentially a pullback. But if we see the one-day chart here, is actually looking very, very interesting. Volume is very good, very nice. I really like this chart. I have to say it. I really like this chart, but I don't have more data. I don't have more information. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Hype, for example, another one. You see, this is a bull market. We are already in a alt season, but maybe you don't want to see it because you follow YouTubers, influencers who want to keep you just there, hoping you join to the Discord and you buy whatever shit they are selling. So, just sorry, I wanted to share my opinion as a trader, right? Remember, in my case, I've been doing this for more than 12 years. I started doing this a long time ago. Trading affected my personal life, my career, because I became very pragmatic. Some people think I don't have emotions anymore. The last 5 minutes of this live stream, because I checked the stock market and yesterday, so I will not do that today. I don't have any requests in the comments. It's fine. So someone asked me on Discord yesterday, hey, could you tell me why always you insist to control your emotions? The last 5 minutes of the live stream is I have to tell you something. The worst decisions you can make in your life is based on emotions. Think about it in your personal life. Think about it, right? If you in the past 5 years, 10 years ago, you were more rational, you could control your emotions properly, I am pretty sure you will be right now way much better than you are right now, right? So the markets, they are the best teacher. When you open a trade, in this case, for example, Bitcoin, right? You open a trade. In that second, you get judged by the market. When you see you are in green, well, congratulations, you are making money. But if you are in red, automatically in that moment, you get judged by losing money, right? So life is not like that. When you just choose this career, or you get married with this woman, or you get a new job, you don't see the consequences in that second. That's why it's very easy to think, everything is going to be fine. Because most of the people, they think in the short term, what is going to happen in 1 week or 2 weeks, 1 month. In my case, thanks to the markets, always I'm thinking ahead. What is going to happen, or what could happen in the following 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, if I follow this decision. That is the best thing I learned from trading. Because I apply the same principles to my life, right? It's just a personal take, right? It's up to you. That's why for me, it's extremely important. If you want to learn how to invest and trade, you must learn how to manage. Not like, I'm not talking about like suppressing your emotions. No, I'm talking about controlling your emotions, because that is the most important thing you can use for trading. Okay. The same principles, the same technical analysis you will apply if you put $10 in the market, or you put 10K or 1 million. It's gonna be the same thing. The only difference is the emotional factor That's all. Because the technical analysis is going to be the same. If you apply the rules, it doesn't matter how much money you use. It's going to be exactly the same result, right? Because you follow the principles of my system, for example. The only thing that could affect that decision is your emotions. That's all. That's why it's extremely important to control your life, stabilize your life. Someone asked me, hey, actually, someone told me a few days ago, this guy is from Europe. He lost a lot of money, a lot of money. He was very emotional, closing, opening positions. He lost a lot of money. And he said, hey, I did this paper trading stuff. I thought it was very good. But when I did it in real time, in real life, with real money, I lost everything. Yeah, with paper trading, it's very good to know you know the system. Paper trading is going to help you to follow the rules of your system. But you didn't work. The most important thing is your emotions. You never use real money. That's why you didn't feel what is the pain of losing that money. Imagine you work 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you save maybe 10K, 20K, and you lost 20K just in 1 minute. That kind of pain I'm talking about. So it's up to you how expensive you want to, your mistakes. How can I say this? Like, it's up to you, right? How expensive is going to be your lesson, right? You could lose 10K, 20K, or only just $50. Yeah. But many people tend to just follow their emotions. They are not rational and just they go all in without any plan. And after, oh my God, why I'm losing a lot of money? That's the reason. Now, I have to be honest with you. I lost many times. I have my trading journal since 2017. And I lost. Every time I lost. I lost many trades. But overall, my trades, my losses are a lot, but they are few. I mean, the amount I lost is minimum because I control risk management is the most important thing here. So answering the question I got from Discord is emotional control is the most important thing. Risk management is the second most important thing, and after that, finally, technical analysis. Okay. That is actually my take about how to actually become a good trader. And not just only trader. Think about your own life. If you apply these kind of principles in your life, you will be way much better than the average people, right? Okay, guys, I think that's all. Today it was only Bitcoin, following Bitcoin. I check altcoins a little bit. The market is still bullish. And also I check the long term, right? Long term for Bitcoin. And also I want just to be clear about this. Remember, 3 times per week, I'm going to talk about the stock market. So I did it yesterday. I'm going to do it tomorrow, right? So stock market. But one more thing here, I am just bullish. Right now, I'm tracking a lot. I'm tracking Adobe. It's the only one actually I'm looking right now. For me, it has a very good potential. I am not financial advisor, right? Remember, you can do whatever you want. But this thing is very, I am bullish here with Adobe. Bi-monthly is actually looking very nice. Very, very nice. I really like it. Well, that's all. It's the only thing I can say about the stock market. And the recap for Bitcoin, let me show you here in short term, 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart for all the people who want to trade in the short term. First of all, here we go to 4-hour chart. Obvious resistance was around here, 13K. Also support was here around $111,000. And of course, Bitcoin, we have this breakout here. We got a small test in 1-hour chart, looking for continuation. The next area to start thinking is, the first one is 115 in the short term. The second one is 117. Potentially we could see this area to be tested maybe today and tomorrow. Nice to have is this one, but as long as Bitcoin is below this area, I am not long-term bullish anymore. Yeah, I am not long-term bullish anymore. This is the area, actually, in my personal opinion, I will just take my profits and potentially I will open some shorts. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you tomorrow. please let me know in the comments if my audio is much better than before, because I'm trying to fix this thing. Thank you so much.